In a land of eternal daylight, there lived two young boys, Macaulay Culkin and RiverPhoenix. They were the best of friends and spent most of their days exploring the vast wilderness that surrounded their village. Macaulay Culkin was a curious and mischievous boy, always eager to try new things, while RiverPhoenix was more reserved and thoughtful, preferring to observe and analyze before acting. One day, as they were wandering through the forest, they stumbled upon a small cottage. It was nestled deep in the woods, surrounded by a beautiful garden filled with colorful flowers and buzzing bees. The boys were intrigued, and as they approached the cottage, they saw an old woman sitting on the porch, sketching in a notebook. The old woman looked up and smiled warmly at the boys. "Hello, young ones. What brings you to my humble abode?" she asked. "We were just exploring the forest and stumbled upon your cottage." "It's very beautiful," said RiverPhoenix. The old woman chuckled. "Why, thank you, child. My name is Beatrix Potter, and I am a children's author and illustrator." The boys were fascinated. They had heard of Beatrix Potter and her beloved characters like Peter Rabbit and Jemima Puddle Duck. They asked her about her creativity and her impact on children's literature. Beatrix Potter smiled. "Well, you see, I have always loved animals and nature, and I believe that children do too. So, I decided to create stories and characters that would capture their imaginations and teach them important lessons about life." The boys were impressed and asked Beatrix Potter if she could show them some of her illustrations. She happily obliged and led them inside her cottage. The walls were lined with shelves filled with books and sketches, and the boys were in awe. As they looked through her illustrations, they noticed that many of them were of animals and plants that they had seen in the forest. They were amazed at how Beatrix Potter had captured the beauty and essence of these creatures in her drawings. Suddenly, they heard a loud noise outside. They rushed to the window and saw that a group of hunters had entered the forest. The boys knew that the hunters were not friendly and that they often hunted animals for sport. They turned to Beatrix Potter and begged her to help them save the animals. Beatrix Potter knew that she had to act fast, so she grabbed her sketchbook and led the boys outside. They ran through the forest, following the sound of the hunters' footsteps. As they approached the hunters, Beatrix Potter began to sketch furiously in her notebook. The hunters were taken aback by the sight of the old woman and the two boys, and they hesitated for a moment. That was all the time Beatrix Potter needed. She held up her sketchbook and shouted, "Stop! I am Beatrix Potter, and I demand that you leave these animals alone." The hunters were stunned by her bravery and the power of her words. They quickly retreated, and the animals were saved. The boys were overjoyed and thanked Beatrix Potter for her help. They knew that they had witnessed something truly special that day, the power of creativity and the impact it can have on the world. From that day on, RiverPhoenix and Macaulay Culkin continued to explore the forest, but now they did so with a newfound appreciation for the animals and the natural world around them. They knew that they had Beatrix Potter to thank for that, and they would never forget the lesson she had taught them, that creativity can change the world.